Hello children, I know you must have gone through Reproduction in Animal Part 1 and Reproduction in Animal Part 2, and I hope you liked it. So if you have already liked it, please subscribe the channel and like and share the video. Today we have come up with the last part of this chapter, Reproduction in Animals Part 3. तो आप सब हैं तैयार? आज हम कवर करेंगे फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम और कुछ बहुत ही अमेजिंग फैक्ट्स. Now, the female reproductive system by far seems to be the most complicated reproductive system and an amazing one. So, let's study that in detail. A female reproductive system has ovaries, oviduct, uterus, cervix and vagina. अब देखें इन्हें डिटेल में. पहले हम इसे एक बार इस फिगर में देख लेते हैं कि ये प्लेस्ड कहाँ होते हैं. Unlike the male reproductive system, the female reproductive system is inside the abdominal cavity. It has a pair of ovary, right? ये आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पर ovary है. Ovary main reproductive organ है जो हार्मोन भी प्रोड्यूस करती है और it also produces the ova or the egg. Every month alternatively इन दोनों में से कोई एक ओवा प्रोड्यूस करता है and this ova is sent to the oviduct. ठीक है, तो दोनों में से कोई एक ही ओवा प्रोड्यूस करेगी और ये ओवा इन ओविडक्ट में भेज दिया जाएगा. Oviduct is the place where fertilization will take place. What is fertilization? Now, fertilization is fusing of the male and the female gamete, right? फिर ये है uterus, right? Uterus is गर्भकोश, बच्चादानी और just uterus और womb, right? यहाँ पर the gestation period of 9 months is followed and the fetus spends the 9 months developing in the mother's uterus. Cervix is the inner opening of the female reproductive system and vagina is the outer opening of the female reproductive system and is also the birth canal. This is the birth canal, right, where the baby is delivered from. Let's talk about the ovaries first. The ovary is the prime reproductive organ, right? It is almond shaped and it produces female gamete, the ova. It also releases female sex hormones, right? When the ovum matures, it is released from the ovary. Now, the ovary is not attached to the oviduct. ठीक है, ये attached नहीं रहते. लेकिन जब ओव्यूलेशन शुरू होता है, एक ओवरी मैच्योर होता है तो ओविडक्ट बहुत क्लोज आ जाता है और ये ओवरी हैं जो ओवम को ओविडक्ट में पास ऑन कर देते हैं, राइट? द फैलोपियन ट्यूब है तो ये एक नॉर्मल सा ट्यूब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर, राइट? लेकिन यही वो जगह है जहां फर्टिलाइजेशन होती है, राइट? After the ova has been passed to the fallopian tube, the male sperm reaches the fallopian tube, if it reaches the fallopian tube, and this is the place where fertilization would take place. This is the place where fertilization would take place. So it is a tube and it is also in pairs, right? Each ovary is associated with one fallopian tube. Ovum is released by an ovary and it goes into the oviduct. It carries the ovum and takes it to the uterus. So ovum को carry करता है और uterus तक लेके जाता है whether fertilization takes place or not. But a very important question, where does fertilization take place? It takes place in the oviduct, right? Oviduct also known as the fallopian tube. Uterus. Uterus is the womb or the place where the development would take place. It is a inverted pear-shaped muscular organ. It is a inverted pear-shaped organ. The growth and development of fertilized egg takes place in the uterus or the womb, right? After the fertilization has occurred, the fertilized egg is placed in the uterus and the development of the fetus takes place in this uterus only. Cervix. Cervix is the narrow passage that connects uterus to vagina, right? A narrow passage which connects uterus to the vagina. This facilitates the passage of sperm to the uterine cavity. Cervix ensures that the sperm are getting easy passage to the ovary, right? Not to the ovary exactly, it has to just reach the fallopian tube. So till the fallopian tube to the ovum, right? Vagina. Vagina is the outer opening and it also is connected to the birth canal. It is the birth canal where the baby is delivered, right? And vagina is the first to receive the sperm from the male penis. Fertilization. How does fertilization take place? Firstly, there are many sperms. They are kind of racing against each other to reach the female ovum, right? Now the ovum will only fuse with the first sperm that reaches towards it. So to fuse with the egg, the outer layer of the ovum needs to be penetrated by the sperm. Only the head region, which has the nucleus in it, will enter the egg and fertilization would occur. So, the fusion of male gamete with female gamete to form zygote during sexual reproduction is called fertilization. Fertilization takes place in the oviduct. The process of fusion produces a new cell called the zygote. So what is first formed? What is zygote? It is the fertilized egg. After fertilization, zygote is formed. During fertilization, the nuclei of the sperm and the egg fuse to form a single nucleus of the zygote. तो पहले इसमें दो न्यूक्लियस होते हैं जो फ्यूज होके एक न्यूक्लियस बन जाते हैं और इसे हम जाइगोट कहते हैं. So the journey of a big multicellular organism like humans as well starts with this single cell, the zygote. So the zygote, the nuclei of the sperm and the egg contain chromosomes which carry genes and transmit the characteristic of parents to the offsprings. Now, you might have some traits from your mother and some traits from your father. How is this happening? This is happening because the male sperm has DNA and so does the female egg has DNA, one from the male and the other from the female. After the fusion, you have, the offspring has taken birth and the offspring has characteristics from both the parents. The fusion of male gamete with female gamete forms zygote. It is a single cell, right? It is a single cell which has nucleus combined from sperm and egg both. The fusion of male gamete with female gamete to form zygote during sexual reproduction is called fertilization. So if ever you are asked to define fertilization, it is the fusion of male and female gamete. Do all fertilization occur internally? No. In humans and other mammals around you, you must have read that it is internally fertilized. The fertilization in humans takes place internally. But there are animals like the fish and the frog which do external fertilization. Now what does this mean? The female fish will lay many eggs in water. Why does it lay so many eggs? Because the chances of water carrying it away, washing it off, or other animals eating them up are immense. So, to increase the chances of survival, they lay a lot of egg. Then the male sperm fertilizes this egg outside the body and you have new fishes, right? So, this is what external fertilization is all about. So what are the difference between external fertilization and internal fertilization? It takes place outside the female body, the external fertilization, and this takes place inside the female body. A large number of gametes are released. As I told you, you need a lot many sperm and eggs so that the chances of survival are high. But here, the male gamete released are quite good in number, but it is inside the female reproductive system, right? And the organism which do external fertilization, and they have to live in the water to return to the water for reproduction. So this external reproduction usually happens in water, right? But here they can have life on land as well. This is a probable case where mostly it can occur in water. As the chances of fertilization in water is generally less, hence the large number of gametes are released. Now, because of external fertilization, because the chances of survival are less, the number of gametes produced are high. Who does external reproduction or external fertilization? It is fish, amphibians, frogs, right? They all do external fertilization. Now, what is implantation and how does that happen? After the fertilization has occurred in the tube, in the fallopian tube, this gets implanted in the uterine wall, and this implementation or implantation of the fertilized egg or the zygote in the uterine wall is known as implantation. So how is the fetus deriving all the nutrition? Yes, you must be thinking, how does it survive for so long inside the mother's belly, right? Or rather the womb. So how does this happen? It derives nutrition from mother through an organ called placenta. Now do you see this? This is a disc-shaped placenta where the baby is connected to the mother through the umbilical cord, and this is how the nutrition is provided to the baby, and the excretory material is mixed with the mother's blood and removed from the body, right? So that's a beauty of nature. The placenta develops in the uterus. This placenta is a disc-shaped thing which is now connecting the baby and the mother through an umbilical cord, providing nutrition and removing the waste as well. So what if a female is not, or a female or a couple is having problem in conceiving, and if the fertilization is not happening naturally? Can they get medical help? Yes, they can get medical help where the fertilization may be done externally. This is known as in vitro fertilization process. Here, the eggs from the female ovary is removed and the sperm from the male is taken, and the fertilization is done externally in lab, right? After the fertilization, the embryo is implanted in the uterus to ensure that the baby is developed, right? So it has its own chances of success, but this helps many parents become parents in case the fertilization is not happening naturally. There are two types of organism. Now, every organism does not give birth to young ones, right? Some lay egg as well. So, how can these organisms be categorized? Always remember, we are viviparous. That means we give birth to young ones, and oviparous are animals which lay egg, right? So, viviparous are like birds and mammals. They lay egg, and the organism which gives babies like humans are viviparous. The organism that gives birth to animals are viviparous, and oviparous are the organism that lay egg. Okay? What is metamorphosis? Metamorphosis is when the offspring, when the baby does not look anything like the grown adult, right? But with the help of a lot of changes in the body, the young one, which does not look like the adult, changes into a very different looking adult. So metamorphosis is a process where the young one, which does not look like the adult at all, develops into the beautiful adult. A very interesting topic of cloning. You must have heard about clones in many movies, but did this ever actually happen? Yes. They had experimented with a black-faced Scottish sheep and another white-faced sheep, right? What they had done is they had taken an empty egg, as in they took the egg from the black-faced Scottish sheep, they removed the nucleus, right? They took the nucleus from the white-faced sheep, and this nucleus was given in the egg of the black-shaped sheep. And this fertilized egg, because the nucleus is being inserted in the egg, so this is acting like fertilization, and this fertilized egg was implanted in a surrogate mother, and Dolly the sheep was born. Let's take a quick look again. ब्लैक फेस शीप थी, उसका ये क्या हमने एक सेल लिया, ठीक है, अडर सेल लिया हमने, उस सेल का हमने न्यूक्लियस हटाया, ठीक है, we took the egg and we removed the nucleus, then we took the nucleus from the white face sheep. ये न्यूक्लियस को हमने इस एग के खाली एग में जहाँ न्यूक्लियस नहीं था उस पे इम्प्लांट किया और इंसर्ट किया, और उसके बाद इस न्यूक्लियस को, इस फर्टिलाइज्ड एग को हमने एक सैरोगेट मदर, एक दूसरी शीप के अंदर डाला और हमें मिली डॉली द शीप. So it was a successful experiment, and I am sure you like this amazing fact about cloning. That's all for this chapter. I'm sure you liked and understood reproduction in animals. Thank you, children. See you again in the next video.